So this is a training video for more notating scales. The first worksheet that you did, A and B, number 1, limited the scales to just the 1, 2, and 3 flat and sharp scales with just a nod to shifting here, and they threw the C's in there. This one right here, number 2 and 3, I guess, or 2A, 3, they just say fill it out, figure it out. And it's no different than the other worksheets you did, but you have to have an orderly mind when you attack this, okay? So I'm going to show you how it works for worksheet number 2, and then you're going to do worksheet number 3 and finish worksheet number 2. So when you find a scale here, like G major, just ask yourself, is this one that I have memorized, 1, 2, 3 sharps, 1, 2, 3 flats? Or is this one that I'm going to have to shift something or paint them all with flats or not? G major is one of our memorized scales. 1 sharp, F sharp. So remember that the sharps go and the flats go to the left of the note and not above and not after on the same line, same space. So I'm just going to go sharp right there and I'm done. Okay? Now, let's take a look at the one below it. C sharp major. Well, it's not one of the memorized ones, which is C major, which is no sharps and flats, but you can just take the C major scale and sharp everything and get C sharp major. So these are actually not difficult because you just sharp everything, but they do get cumbersome because you have to sharp them and make your sharps legible on the left-hand side. Right there, right there, right there, and we're done. Okay? All right, E flat major. Arguably the most difficult of all the 1, 2, 3 flats or sharp scales, just because I guess people aren't as good at flat scales, and it's got 3 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat. So there's my B flat, there's my A flat right there, there's my E flat. Don't forget, if it has a flat at the beginning or a sharp at the beginning, you do it at the top. Otherwise it sounds garbage. Oops, you gotta have that. B flat, okay? F sharp major. Ask yourself, is this a memorized one or one that we modify a memorized one? And we know F major, but we don't know F sharp major. Well, maybe you do, but if you're sort of on par in the class. So that means that an F major would have had a B flat right there and nothing else, right? So that means we sharp everything, except that's going to cancel. So F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, nothing, because it cancels with the flat. C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, okay? D major is memorized, 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp, and so on. You just go through. Now I'm going to point out 2 scales that sometimes throw people, B major and E major. Sometimes, now these are modified scales, meaning you take another scale and you turn them into these things by adding sharps or flats. So with D flat major, it's pretty clear that you take a D scale and you flat everything, because there's a flat in the name and you go, oh, I already know my D scale, right? With B major, it's a little less intuitive. Now the way we do this is we take a B flat scale and then we sharp everything. But it's not as intuitive because sharp is not in the name B major, right? That's because this is going to cancel out there. So same thing here, E major, you're going to use your E flat scale, right? Just like triads, to begin with, you could go and gently, above or near the note, say I'm going to be flatting that one and that one and that one. So when I sharp everything, they're not going to be flat, right? Later, you'll just do that in your head. You'll say, everything's sharp except for the B and the E. And so you go, nope, there, 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 and there, and you're done, all right? Now, there's also 15 flashcard scales that you could just memorize the definitions and just write them out like that too. But sometimes getting those first 3 scales in sharps and flats in the C major scale and then modifying them is a better sort of laddered or scaffolded way into doing these. In truth, if you studied your flashcards and you've done these worksheets, you might find some of them you do one way and some of them you do the other way. Some are cold memorized and some are flashcarded. Okay? It doesn't matter. Just make sure that your sharps and flats are on the left side of the note, not above them, not after them, right? Make sure that if you've got a flat at the beginning here or a sharp, that you would do the same thing up there at the top, and you're good. So you're going to finish these off. You're going to do these ones as well. I would expect on the midterm, you're going to have to be able to spell all your scales. As a competency for the class, before you pass the class, you have to be able to demonstrate that you can spell all 15 major scales and think about them in different ways. All right, have fun.